Joint practice, lots of news, lots of plays. Let's go. What's up, fans? Day 13 of training camp, day 1 of joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A little bit of spoilers. Offensive line got worked. Few injuries happened. I don't think they're serious. Some plays happen. Let's jump right into it. Not practicing today. Walt Aikens, Rashad Jones, Van Ginkel, Chase Allen, Jakeem Grant, McMillan, Pauling, Tankersley, Kimdichis, we've seen that. Kiko Alonso, Raekwon McMillan, Juwan James. I'm going to stop because it's not funny anymore. I messed up once like 2 weeks ago and I keep bringing it up. So Jesse Davis is at right tackle and Calhoun is at right guard. That stayed like that. I'm very interested to see how the offensive line does against Ndamukong Suh. That's the big thing about today. How does the offensive line do against Ndamukong Suh? Jordan Mills stayed at left tackle. Laremy Tunsil was there today. Laremy Tunsil did practice today, but Jordan Mills stayed in at left tackle. So let's listen for that. And Isaiah Prince is now with the second team, so he gets a little promotion, goes with the second team. Just another little spoiler. Ooh, that's all I'm gonna say. So Dave Googs, I'm calling him Googs. I like to call him Googs. Ripped into the offensive line, especially after Thursday's game. Ripped into him, yelling at him, all that stuff. Isaiah Prince, like I said, just got promoted to second team. He messed up after a workout, doing a drill. Got ripped. Told him to go. Get away from the drill. I don't want anything to do with you. Go. Kenyon Drake limped off the field. You can see he's kind of hobbling. I'm hearing it's a lower back thing. He might have had cramps or something. A lot of people had cramps today, and a lot of people kind of were limping. So I don't think it's anything serious, but he did leave practice. He never came back into practice. Needleman with a nice pass breakup. He needs to have a better camp today because he had a horrible game on Thursday. Eric Rose back in there, but he didn't look too good. Kind of struggled today. Tight end Brett from the Tampa Bay Bucks with a one-handed catch on Mika Fitzpatrick. Just so you know, he didn't struggle too bad today, Fitz. Not as bad as he did in preseason day 1. Xavier Howard burned on a stop and go from Chris Goodwin. And I can already, it happens. It happens. Corners sometimes get burned. All-Star, Hall of Fame, All-Pro corners sometimes get burned. I could tell you right now, you can find video of Deion Sanders getting burnt. But I will say this, Xavier Howard kind of bounces back a little bit. Needleman with another pass breakup on the 6'2" wide receiver Lodge, had his hands in perfect placement to break that up. He's learning. We got to understand this, and I need to understand this because I was ripping him in the preseason live stream. He's undrafted rookie, so it's going to take him a hot minute, but he did well in camp so far. Orchard with the starters over Harris. That's big. Also with Woodard now gone he's gone. He's waived. Orchard is getting a little bit more play time. Fitz with a nice thud to start 11 on 11s. They ran twice at him, and both times he stopped them. Told you, he bounces back. Winston first pass of 11 on 11s. Intercepted by Xavier Howard. Don't throw it to him. That's all I'm going to say. If he's covering your wide receiver, just don't throw it to him. It won't be good. Bucks running back Barber with a nice run. Wilkins and Gottschall on the floor. Oh, I've said this time and time again. The trenches is where it needs to start, and the trenches is where we need to win. And if you want to make the playoffs this year, next year, the year after, the trenches is where it needs to start. And I'm going to stick to that till my dying day. Bucks having success running the ball, and then the defensive line is getting chewed out by their coach. It's going to happen. It's really going to happen. Rosen with the twos, getting no time. Offensive line is just completely struggling. Then I got this beautiful video. Absolutely beautiful video of our boy Williams, Preston Williams. He is 6'5", and should not be running like this. Like, he one way, then the other. He just completely breaks the corner's angles and catches that sideline pass. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Rosen is now with the starters. Rosen throws drop off pass to Balaj. Then the second one was dropped by Balaj. Calhoun stands up and Dominican Sue on one-on-ones. And you're thinking, what? Calhoun freaking Dominican Sue, and then Dominican Sue is like, all right. And then the second time he just completely destroys Calhoun. Wilson doing some 7-on-7 works. It's a start. Flores, I got press conferences from Flores and Rosen after this, but you can see that they're slowly bringing in Wilson. It's a slow process. They're trying to get him ready for week one. Wilkins struggling on the first one-on-ones, but then he gets that on the second time, which is good. You know, they're all rookies. They're going to learn. It's going to take a minute. Nice pass breakup by Fitz in 7-on-7s. Again, like I said, he struggled that first play, kind of bounced back. Rosen with an overthrow to Gesicki, then check down to O'Leary, and left sideline to Preston Williams. So he struggled with the first pass, but then he makes up. I've noticed that. Like, he kind of hits a little slump, and then he makes up for it on the next few shots, which is nice to see. Then Fitz finds Ford on a slant pass, and then Fitz finds Preston Williams with the second team. So like I said, Rosen's with the ones, Fitz was with the twos. Rosen's, again, with the ones on 11-on-11. Balaj, touchdown, first play from line of scrimmage. Loving it, loving every minute of it. Rosen bobbled snap. Then the linebackers got in with ease to make the sack. It's the offensive line is struggling. They've struggled in preseason, and they're struggling today. Jonathan Ledbetter is now with the starters. Rosen throws into double coverage, incomplete, thank God. Bobby McCain sacks Winston, thank God. Rosen with a play action pass, deep throw to Devontae Parker. He overthrows it, and then there's a penalty at the line of scrimmage. So it's like one thing after another. Killing me here. Williams dove early on a Rosen pass, and then O-line is getting worked. Absolutely worked. Terrell Hanks goes to the locker room, Dolphins linebacker. I'm thinking all these are crampage. You need to drink some more water, get yourself some hydration. Rosen with a deep pass to Devontae Parker for a touchdown. Nice comeback there. Fitz sacked with the second team. Googs yelling at the offensive line, just ripping into them. Rosen to Balaj in the flats, a nice little drop down pass. Drake injury opens up Gaskins to be with the second team. So it's Balaj with the ones, Gaskins with the twos, and Gaskins even goes in over Mark Walton. It's good to see. A lot of you guys, especially me, wants to see Gaskins do better. Not do better as in performing, but just get better opportunities. Baker sacked, cut right through the line. Like, Baker has just been killing it all camp. Wilkins tackle for a loss on a run play. He got right into the back there. Trey Watson tackle at the line of scrimmage. Defense is starting to pick it up, starting to do their thing. Fitz now with the starters, a deep slant to Devontae Parker, 2-minute drill. Fitz overthrows Kenny Stills in the seam, which would have been a touchdown. It would have been an easy catch and go. Fitz to Preston Williams, who came in so Kenny Stills can take a breather. Then Fitz drove the team down to the 17-yard line with 26 seconds left on the clock. That's a tongue twister. 3rd and 2 from the 16, too high to Isaiah Ford. It was some tight coverage. Dolphins kick a field goal. And then Preston Williams tries to throw a nice pass to Mike Evans. But can you guess who's covering Mike Evans? Xavier Howard. Picks it off. Pick 6. Runs past Winston and points at him as he runs past him. Don't throw it. Just don't throw it to Xavier Howard. Rosen sacked first play on 11-on-11. Isaiah Prince is getting completely destroyed by Dave Googs. Completely destroyed. He had a very, very, very bad day today. And a lot of you guys ask me, what's going on with so-and-so or so-and-so, because you're not hearing from them. If you don't hear from them, sometimes that's good, because Isaiah Prince had a horrible day today, so we heard a lot from him. But then sometimes you hear great things, like Preston Williams. Ruddick with a 30-yard pass to Blacknell, and then David Rivers with a pass breakup. Some nice back-to-back plays going on there. Balaj shaken up. So he was done for the day. Again, it might be just cramps. It might be a hot day in Tampa. I don't know if you guys were up in Tampa. It might be a hot day, but some crampage going on. Our boy Sanders misses a 58-yard field goal. First off, 58 yards is far as hell. Our boy has made those field goals without any problems. But if the offense can't get him closer to kick field goals, yeah, we want him to make it. That's his job. But come on. But he did miss a 58-yard field goal. Fitz' first goal line pass nearly intercepted, but we all know that that's what he likes to do is thread the needle and try to make something out of nothing. Walton with a nice touchdown toss. So they toss him the ball to the right side. Touchdown run. Then Rosen with a touchdown to Laird, goal line. Then Rowe gives up a touchdown pass from Winston. Eric Rowe had a bad day. Needham limped off the field. Again, cramp. We might not see these guys tomorrow if they're still cramping up. We might not even see them on Friday. We'll see. Butler, pass interference in the end zone. He pushed off, blatant push off. And then to end it all out, Blaine Gabbert with a touchdown pass over Jalen Davis. A lot of you guys have been asking me about Jalen Davis, and that's the first really we've heard of Jalen Davis all camp. And I don't think that's the best thing you want to hear from Jalen Davis. Top performers, Xavier Howard, 2 interceptions. Come on. Jerome Baker, constant pressure, constantly been performing in training camp, regular preseason, OTAs, all that stuff. I'm going to give one to Bobby McCain. He got that sack in there, and he's been doing really well at safety. So let's get into Brian Flores' press conference. He says Rosen did okay at practice. Better body language to lead the team. That was a big discussion that happened today with Flores and then in Rosen's press conference. His body language. He needs to have better body language because, I don't know if it's when he struggles, he kind of like, oh, God, instead of being like, all right, we got this. So maybe better, he's saying he needs some better body language. Rosen brings this up. Preston Williams is part of the Young Guns unit. And the Young Guns unit is Preston Williams, Josh Rosen, Mark Walton, and Gaskins. Apparently they have their own little unit. He plans to increase, like I said before, the workload of Albert Wilson slowly, trying to get him ready for the season opener. But nothing is official, nor should we really get our hopes up. But please. Fitz could start Friday, but again, things could change. So he's seeing that Fitz again will start Friday, but things could change. Tomorrow, Rosen could kill it, and I don't think there is any camp 15th. So it's just today, tomorrow is the joint camp, 15th day off, 16th is the game, and then on the O-line he says, I think that's something we need some improvement on. I think that's the understatement of the year. I think the O-line needs massive improvement, 100 million% improvement. 5,000 gajillion improvement. And he talks about the defensive line. They need improvement, and so do we. Very, vanilla answers. He was just he probably was done answering these stupid questions. We all could see with our eyes who's struggling. Why are you asking him stupid questions? Then Rosen had a few things to say, acknowledges the body language needs improvement. He says, as a leader, a lot of it is about leading and keeping a steady ship. So you can't be all slumped over. You can't be all ugh, you need to lead. You need to be like, we got this. It was a mistake. Let's go down the field. Let's score a touchdown. And then he says, Ryan Fitzpatrick is the best mentor he's had in football, period. He also made a comment that made you go, what? Where he talked about, him and Fitz in camp and the quarterback battle. And he says he's going to work his balls off. And then he was like, I'm sorry. So I just wanted to end Rosen's press conference with that weird statement. Very weird statement. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think about today's joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me know what you guys think about everything that went on today. Isaiah Prince extremely struggling. The offensive line extremely struggling. Preston Williams is still doing Preston Williams things. Xavier Howard is still doing Xavier Howard things. Let me know what you guys think of I think we had 4 guys leave practice today. We had Needham, we had Terrell Hanks, we had Kenyon Drake, we had Balaj. I think those were it that left practice today. Probably all from cramps. Let me know. Comment below. I'm going to get to one of your guys' comments of the day. I'm taking this one from Twitter. Because when you guys ask me this from Twitter, and this is a big thing, my Twitter's been blowing up. If you haven't yet, follow me on Twitter. But again, we'll get to that later. This has been blowing my Twitter up, and a lot of you guys have been asking me this question. So let me jump into it. This comes from DouglieDoWrong. I'm assuming you were born in 96. DouglieDoWrong. Any validity to the Clowney to Miami rumors I've heard today? First off, nice use of the word validity. I'm surprised I even got the word out of my mouth. So this has been a thing that has been talked about probably for a couple days now, and it's the whole Dolphins should trade, or the Dolphins are going to trade for Jadeveon Clowney. No. First off, the Texans don't have a GM, so this might be just the Dolphins trying to see what they can get out of the Texans without a GM. Second, the Dolphins wouldn't get 12 draft picks and wouldn't go through the effort of getting draft picks for next year's draft if they're just going to trade him away for Clowney. Clowney, don't get me wrong, Clowney's a great player, but Clowney's going to want a lot of money. So you already paid Xavier Howard, you're going to have to pay Laremy Tunsil, then you're going to pay Jadeveon Clowney. Don't get me wrong, the Dolphins need a pass rusher. And if Clowney does get traded for, which I don't see it happening, but if it does get traded for, it instantly improves that defensive line. Just like it shoots the defense up drastically. The team gets at least 1 or 2 more wins with Clowney on the team. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't see the Dolphins doing it. It just doesn't fit into what the Dolphins are putting into place to do. Because if that was the place, they probably would have went for Claiborne because they need another corner. Schrader, who's a great right tackle, or even what's his name? Trent Williams, the left tackle from the Redskins, potentially going after him. If the Dolphins were still in that mindset of we need to win now, we need to go to the Super Bowl now, they would go after Jadeveon Clowney. They would go after the Williams, the right tackle from the Redskins. They would pick up another corner. They would fill in all these crappy holes with these win now players. But the Dolphins want to constantly win, not just win now. Bring in these players, they don't do anything, they're gone next year, and we still struggle. See what I'm saying? So, like I said, if we did do it, it would make the team better, but I don't see it happening because I don't see the Dolphins giving picks away. Now, when it comes to players, does the Texans need a wide receiver? Do they, where are we deep at? Do they need those players? I don't know. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. I think it was just them talking to a team without a GM, seeing what they could get, and going from there. But thank you for the comment. That dude, 1996. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Again, it pops up here. But before I get into that, Friday, 7:30, game starts. I'm going live. 7 o'clock, like last week. Hang out, talk a few things before the game starts for about a half hour. Maybe 7:15, I'll go live. 7:30, 7:15. Around that time, I'll go live. But yeah, like I just said, follow me on Twitter. It's always right here. I'm almost at 800 Twitter followers. I think I'm at like 797. 3 more of you guys follow me on Twitter. I break 800. Let's try to get me over 1,000 on Twitter. But yeah, I retweet things all the time. Be sure to go check out the Bit Boys. I put out Mario Maker, putting out Marvel Ultimate Alliance. New Madden video will probably be out Thursday or this weekend. So be sure to go over, check that out. If you like what you see, if you like the comedy, you like the humor, you like video games, hit that subscribe button. I think we're almost at 500. Thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate that. Give this video a thumbs up. We're getting closer to the regular season. We got more Dolphin football on Friday. We got the live stream on Friday. We're starting to see where we need some help. And not only that, but the Dolphins also see it. So there's going to be improvement. I honestly think there's going to be improvement. Going up against Ndamukong Suh is going to help this offensive line. Just want to throw this one little thing in there. Rosen constantly being under pressure with the twos, even though he did do a lot with the ones today, will give him more of a confidence when he actually is behind a better offensive line. He'll probably play 1,000 times better. So it's like, you take Cole and you pressure it and get a diamond. That whole scenario. But give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out DolphinsTalk.com if you haven't already. Great site, great stuff happening over there. If you're watching from there, how are you doing? If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button. Going live, like I said, Friday, so hit the subscribe button so you could see. Also hit the bell so you can see when I'm live. We all can hang out, talk about the Dolphins game. I'm going to try not to look at the chat because you guys are always like 30 seconds ahead of me. But be sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with day 2 of the Tampa Bay Bucks joint practice, and then Friday's the game. But like usual, stay classy. Fans up.